Good morning. Mr Castleton.
My pleasure, Your Honour. I'm here with my learned friend, Ms Ward of Senior Counsel, and Mr Harker this morning.
Yes, thank you, Mr Castleton. I'll just take appearances, yes.
Your Honour, Newton, I appear for the Commissioner of the Rural Fire Service, the National Parks and Wildlife Service, and the Forestry Corporation of New South Wales with Ms Woodland.
Thank you, Mr Newton. Ms Woodland. Other appearances on the screen? I think we're up there.
May it please the Court, my name is Rose. I appear on behalf of the New South Wales Commissioner of Police in the case study on the 19th of September into the investigation of fires regarding police. I also seek leave to appear in the case study on the 20th of September into the investigation of fires into the RFS.
Thank you, Ms Rose. Leave is granted.
May it please the Court.
My name is Ransom, may it please the Court, and I seek leave to appear on behalf of IAG in relation to the Darrawang and Mount Mackenzie fire inquest.
Thank you, Ms Ransom. Leave is granted.
Good morning. My name is Andrew Dunn. May it please the Court, I request leave to appear on behalf of Coulson Aviation.
Leave is granted, Mr Dunn.
Good morning. My name is Leisha Hayes. I seek leave to appear on behalf of Jessica Hayes, the partner of the late Jeffrey Keaton in relation to the fire at Green Wattle Creek.
Sorry, Ms Hayes, we've just missed that. Could you just repeat?
Of course, sorry. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yes, I can now.
Excellent. So I seek leave to appear on behalf of Ms Jessica Hayes, the partner of the late Jeffrey Keaton, in relation to the fire at Green Wattle Creek. Also, Ms Melissa O'Dwyer, the widow of the late Andrew O'Dwyer, in relation to the fire at Green Wattle Creek. And on behalf of Ms Megan McPaul, the widow of the late Samuel McPaul, in relation to the fire at Green Valley. May it please the Court.
Thank you, Ms Hayes. Leave is granted.
And Your Honour, my name is Ms Catherine Wilkinson. I think you've previously granted me leave to appear on behalf of Essential Energy in the Stage 2 inquiries regarding the Darrawang fire, the Mount Mackenzie Tenterfield fire and the Creewar fire.
Yes, thank you, Ms Wilkinson.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think that concludes the appearances this morning, Your Honour. The primary purpose of today's directions hearing is firstly to confirm hearing dates for Your Honour Stage 2 hearings scheduled for next year, and then secondly to make some proposed short minutes of order in relation to timetabling in relation to those Stage 2 hearings scheduled for next year. Can I indicate to the parties firstly that presently there are two blocks of hearing time that have been listed for next year. The first block is scheduled to commence on the 20th of March 2023 and to conclude on or around the 30th of March 2023. At this stage, it's proposed in that two-week hearing block that Your Honour will hold inquests into the deaths of Paul Hudson, E. Macbeth, Rick De Morgan Jr., who were three American firefighters, aerial firefighters, whose aircraft crashed whilst attending to the Good fire. Also in that two-week block of hearing time, it's proposed that Your Honour will inquire, as part of Your Honour's Stage 2 inquiries, into fire prediction modelling, and also to close out some submissions in relation to some fires that Your Honour has already dealt with but yet has not received closing submissions. The second block of hearing time that has been fixed was to commence on the... I withdraw that, Your Honour. The first block of hearing time, I think I said, was to finish on or about the 30th of March. It should in fact be the 6th of April 2023, and also within that three-week block of hearing time that Your Honour would likely inquire into, as part of Stage 2 hearings, vehicle design and safety. The next block of time has been scheduled to commence on the 22nd of May and to conclude on or around the 2nd of June 2023. In that two-block hearing time, it's proposed that Your Honour would inquire into issues concerning backburning and also to receive closing submissions in relation to various inquests and other cause and origin inquiries in relation to various fires. I understand that those who appear for the New South Wales government agencies have some difficulty in relation to those dates, that is the 22nd of May through to the 2nd of June 2023. It may be, Your Honour, that a way around that problem, subject of course to other parties' interests, is to bring forward that hearing block from the 22nd of May to the 15th of May 2023. But I'll let my learned friend Mr Newton address Your Honour in relation to whether that's feasible.
Yes, Your Honour. Well, preferably, both Mr Free, SC, and myself are unavailable in that block. I'm available in the first week, but not the second, and he's not available in either of the weeks. And it's my client's strong preference that a date be available for Mr Free, where he's available, because he's been briefed in it now for a number of years. And that issue of the backburn is probably one of the issues which is of greatest interest to my client. But now I understand that it's obviously subject to the court's availability and there are other parties, but Mr Free is available all of August, the 1st of September 2023 to the 8th of September, and also the 16th of October to the 28th of October. Those would be the preferred dates, if that could be accommodated. And I'm in Your Honour's hands as to that. If Mr Free can't be accommodated, then another senior counsel will have to be briefed, and that has quite a lot of both administrative and cost consequences for my client, which is very undesirable. So my principal submission would be that, if at all possible, Mr Free's availability be accommodated. If Your Honour wasn't in a position to do that, then at least as a fallback, moving the block of dates forward by 1 week, the 22 May, 2 weeks forward by 1 week, would at least make me available, and so that my knowledge would not be lost to our team, and then that would be a preferable situation than the current situation. But the far more preferable situation from my client's perspective is obviously to keep Mr Free in the case, if that can be accommodated, Your Honour.
Thank you, Mr Newton. Ms Castellan.
Before Your Honour hears from any other parties, can I just say this? Obviously, those assisting Your Honour are hugely sympathetic to the agency's predicament in relation to diaries. But notwithstanding that, the proposed hearing dates are some 8 months away. The briefs of evidence in relation to that second block of hearing time are yet to be served. And certainly those that are assisting Your Honour are very keen to try and conclude Your Honour's inquiries and inquests in relation to the 2019-2020 bushfire season. Obviously, there are diary issues in relation to some of those who assist Your Honour, and I can't speak for Your Honour in relation to Your Honour's commitments, but if Mr Free can't be accommodated, as disappointing as that may be, it would be our submission that Your Honour, as best one can, try and accommodate at least Mr Newton for that hearing block by bringing it forward to the 15th of May.
Yes. Does anyone else wish to be heard? Mr Newton, thank you for your submissions, and I echo what Mr. Castleton has said, that I am hugely sympathetic to the predicament that you and your clients are in with regard to the dates. I am very keen for us to be able to try and finalise these hearings next year. I have certain commitments as well, and I am able to start on the 15th of May and accommodate you. However, I'm not able to, unfortunately, I won't be able to accommodate Mr. Free's dates. So the best I can do, unfortunately for you, is to go to the fallback position, which is to commence on the 15th of May and go for those 2 weeks rather than starting on the 22nd of May.
Well, Your Honour, if that is the best that you can do, then I'd ask that Your Honour do that.
I will. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honour.
So that will be the 15th of May to, what date was it? That Friday, 2 weeks from then. I haven't got it.
26, Your Honour, 15 May.
To 26 May instead of the 22nd of May to the 2nd of June. So we'll change that hearing block. Thank you.
Can I hand Your Honour some proposed short minutes of order? I understand that they're being circulated to the interested parties. I don't understand there to be any controversy in relation to proposed orders 1 through to 6. There may be an issue that arises in relation to proposed orders 7 and 8, which relates to service of evidence in reply by any interested party. Can I just, in relation to that, can I say this? Firstly, briefs are not yet being served. Some dates have been proposed in orders 4, 5 and 6 for those assisting Your Honour to serve material relating to particular issues. We require those dates to work towards, and of course we will serve material in advance of those dates when it comes to hand, so that we don't, in effect, dump a whole heap of material on interested parties on those proposed 3 dates in orders 4, 5 and 6. In relation to whether or not parties can meet the proposed timetable in 7 and 8, can I propose this course, Your Honour? Firstly, that Your Honour consider granting liberty to apply to any respective party with 2 days' notice to apply to my instructing solicitor, Mr. Lincoln Chee of the Department of Communities and Justice. And secondly, Your Honour, to fix a directions on the 14th of December this year at 9:30am to at least enable the parties to inform Your Honour, having received most of the material by that stage, as to whether or not they believe they may encounter any difficulty in relation to compliance with those orders proposed in 7 and 8.
Yes, thank you. Mr. Newton, do you wish to be heard on?
Your Honour, I think that Mr. Castleton's additional orders addresses my concern. The concern, at least from my clients, is that in the absence of seeing the brief and indeed even seeing the expert evidence, it's just not possible for us to say that we'll be able to meet the dates which have been set. But having said that, as long as Your Honour understands that and there is the liberty to apply, then that addresses the concerns.
Thank you. Does anyone else wish to be heard? All right. Yes, well, I make that order, and I also make that direction that parties are at liberty to apply within 2 days' notice to those instructing me for any applications for extensions of time.
Unless there are any other matters that parties wish to raise, I have nothing further to say by way of directions, and would ask if Your Honour could take a short adjournment so the online court could be set up.
Certainly. Does anyone have anything that they'd like to raise before I adjourn? All right, thank you all. We'll adjourn.